Hey everybody, welcome to the Farm.ily. I'm here with Jeff this afternoon and we are out here at our store on the farm, and we are going to show you a real quick picture of what a quarter of a beef looks like and how we do that. But before we start that, if you will do us a big favor, we would super appreciate if you guys would subscribe to our channel, turn on that notification bell, give us a big thumbs up, and leave a comment down below about this video or any questions that you have. That would be a huge blessing to us right now to get these videos out, to share to more people, and get our channel out to more subscribers. So we're going to get started here, and we're going to show you a little bit of what a quarter of a beef package looks like. We actually have some quarter packages that are available this weekend for pickup at our farm to table pop-up sale in Prairie Village, Kansas. So if you're local and you'd like to get a great deal on some grass-fed, grass-finished beef, we will be out there, and you can private message us or check out our website at pasttimesfarm.com, and you can get more information about that. But I'm going to let Jeff talk about a little bit what it looks like for a quarter of a beef package and what we've got here. So we just picked this up from the processor, so this is all fresh meat. So I'm going to have him talk about that.
So what we have here is we're going to have a quarter beef. This is normally about what we're going to try to sell to you guys. We have a nice variety of a little bit of everything. So we're going to have several nice packages of the fillets, a nice steak. We're going to have about 4 packages of sirloins. We're going to have about 4 packages of the sirloin tips. Then we have one of Diana's favorite. We have a ribeye steak.
I love ribeyes.
We cut them a 1-inch thick. That just seems to be what works really good for us. But if you order a half of beef, we'll always custom cut it for you. We also have our KC strips, 2 per package, really nice. And then something I enjoy cooking that I mess up quite often are the short ribs. We just cook them low and slow right on the smoker. Got 4 packs of those. And then we're gonna have 2, 4, 6, we're gonna have 8 really nice beef roasts, about 30 pounds worth. And how do you like to cook those, Di?
So I love our beef roast. It's one of my favorite things to cook. I love doing those in the Instapot, and I also love just doing them in the crock pot. So those are my 2 favorite ways to do it. It's a quick, easy meal that you can just kind of put on in the morning and forget it. But if I'm in a super big hurry, you can do frozen roast in the Instapot in less than like an hour. So it's easy to do that. We've done that before where I'll throw a frozen roast in the Instapot, turn that on, we let that cook for usually about 20 minutes. Yeah. And then as soon as it's done cooking in the Instapot, we open up the lid, I throw in onions, potatoes, carrots, whatever veggies we want. Sometimes, a lot of times I'll be subbing radishes for potatoes. It's a low carb substitute that when you cook in the Instapot, they taste just like potatoes. So if you haven't tried that, give it a shot, because radishes in the Instapot turn out just like baby potatoes. So you'll never know that, and you eliminate all those carbs. So anyways, you just throw all that back in the Instapot and you turn that on for about 4 minutes.
I think
like 4 minutes. Really short. Turn your Instapot back on, it cooks all your vegetables, and you are completely done, and you have a full meat and veggie meal done in less than an hour generally. So that's a way that we do our roast. Another thing that Jeff didn't mention is that all of our meat is in vacuum sealed bags. So you'll see that it's all vacuum sealed. It's all labeled, and it says on here what it is, so you can see it, so it's not paper wrapped. And if you're in a really big hurry for defrosting, like if you're not using the Instapot and wanting to use frozen meat, you can always stick these frozen vacuum sealed bags down into hot water, and that will defrost your meat really fast. So what I always tell our customers is to have a big pot or a big bowl of hot water, stick this down in it. As soon as your water cools off, take this out, empty the water, put in another batch of hot water, and generally 2 batches of hot water. By the time the second batch cools off, your meat's completely thawed and ready to go. So I can usually thaw out a roast like this in less than usually 20 minutes. So if you're wanting meat thawed quickly, you can always put it into hot water. And then the other thing that I really love is our stew meat. So these are 1 pound packages of stew meat already diced up into like 1-inch cubes of meat. And this is really great for quick stew, or also for like stroganoff, or different types of meat that are different types of dishes that you want to do cut up cubed meat in and you don't have a lot of time. So the beautiful thing about this is it's really fast and easy. And one thing I love to do with this is beef and barley. So we'll do another video one day about cooking with barley, and I'll show you how we do that. But that's a quick and easy meal.
So we're also going to have about 50 pounds of hamburgers. We always do them in a 1 pound package. We find it's just easier. If you need more, you just throw out more of those. The only thing I don't have out here is we will have beef bones with it, about 12 to 15 pounds.
So for those of you who make beef bone broth, that's a great thing to have. And I always give you a recipe on how to make bone broth, either traditionally in your crock pot, you can make it on the stove, or you can do it in the Instapot, and it is super quick and easy. And for those of you who have not made beef bone broth before because it scares you, we will walk you right through that process. It is super simple.
Awesome. Also, what we wanted to talk about was it takes about 1 cubic foot of freezer space to hold about 30 pounds of meat. So 125 pounds of product, it's going to take about 4 to 5 cubic foot on the freezer. Not a real big freezer, but that'll hold everything in about 4 to 5 cubic foot. We also offer these in pork, so you can get a half a pork at any point. Little less quantity than what a beef is.
So this is a quarter of a beef. As you can see, so this one box here would hold all of your ground beef. How many pounds is this?
50 pounds.
So 50 pounds of ground beef is one box, and then you would probably be able to fit everything else here, including your bones, in 2 more of these boxes. So this box is smaller, a little bit smaller than just your typical Igloo ice chest. So if that gives you kind of a descriptive picture of how much meat this would be for your freezer, you could pretty much count on 3 of these boxes were probably 2 of your standard Igloo ice chests completely full, and that would pack away a quarter of a beef into your freezer. So finished pounds, how many pounds do you have?
This has 125 pounds.
Okay, so there's a finished product. So 125 pounds of actual meat is what you're going to take home with you, put into your freezer, and what is the cost of that?
So the cost on this is $900, which ends up being about $6.90 a pound finished product in your freezer.
So one of the nice things that we hear from customers about buying meat from us like this is that you can go to a lot of different farms and buy a side of beef, but you're dealing with the whole animal for one thing. Secondly, we take all the guesswork out of the cuts and how thick you want it, and the packaging, and you having to deal with the processor and going to the processor and picking up your meat. This way, you can either come to our farm, or you can come to our pop-up sale location, or one of our drop-off spots, and we literally have this boxed up and ready for you, and we put it right in your car for you. So it is super, super easy and convenient. But one of the other things is we've just done some local price comparisons at some big box stores, looking at what prices are, and we have not even been able to find ground beef, not steaks, not roast, nothing, just ground beef. We're not even finding that right now for less than what our finished weight product is. So you're getting a great savings, because not only are you getting 50 pounds of ground beef, but you're also getting some great roast. You're getting filet mignons, you're getting ribeyes, you're getting sirloins, you're getting some great roast, you're getting the stew meat. So you're getting a great deal on meat that is high quality. We're 100% grass-fed and finished. You can find grass-fed beef, but I'm going to let Jeff explain to you the difference in how we raise our beef being grass-fed and finished versus what you're getting when you go to the local supermarket and you're buying, just say, let's say your regular grass-finished or your grass-fed meat versus your grass-fed and finished meat.
So when we talk about grass-fed, when we say they are on grass and grass alone, nothing else. A lot of other guys, when they do grass-fed, they will have them on grass, but they're going to be feeding them grain every day. If you want that, more power to you. But if it's grass-fed, when we say it's 100% grass-fed. Also, legally on grass-fed, at the big box stores, those animals could have been fed soy. Soy is technically and legally not a grain. So you can be giving your animals soy and still be calling them grass-fed. So for us, we just prefer the completely grass-fed, or grass and nothing else with them.
So when we talk about it being finished, that means when they
At the last 120 days.
120 days is what they consider the finishing process of an animal. And so what a lot of those guys do is they will dump either a lot of soy to keep them just strictly grass-fed, or they'll finish them out on grain. And so we do not do that. Our cows strictly stay on the grass, on the fields. In the wintertime, they get hay, which comes off of, almost always comes strictly off of our farm. And so one of the benefits to that is that we know what they're getting fed and what they're receiving into their bodies and what you're putting into your body with the meat. But also, it makes it to where it takes us longer to raise an animal that way. So without feeding the soy, without supplementing grain, it takes us a lot longer to get an animal to butcher weight in order to even have this much meat. So a lot of times
it probably takes us about 30 months to do what a feedlot can do in about 16 to 18 months.
Yeah, so that is a big difference as far as time-wise and how much longer it takes us to raise a animal or to raise a cow for beef purposes. So that is one of the things. But the other thing that you'll find too is grass-fed beef. While people might say that it's not as flavorful or it's not as tender, that is simply not the case. Our meat is super flavorful. We have so many customers that tell us once they've tried our beef, they've never tasted any beef like that. And the other thing is it's generally lean. And so like this meat here, you can see, like even on our roast, these roasts do not have a lot of fat on them. So you're not going to have a ton of fat come off your meat after you cook it. So that's super important to me because it's just for what I'm spending at the end of the day when I cook. I don't want to be throwing away a lot of fat. I want primarily as much meat as I can get for the money because it just stretches to feed a large family better.
And also on our meat, we do not add anything to it. There's no bone broth added, there's no salt, there's no liquid. So whatever you get from us is actually just the meat. There's no water in it, there's nothing added that you have to worry about coming out, when you cook it.
So something interesting is, I did not know this, but if you go to the store and you pick up a pack of meat, you can turn over and there will be actually a list of ingredients on some of the meat, on roast, steaks, even hamburger, and it will say that they've added bone broth to it, or sodium or seasonings, or even color to it. And so our meat, when you get it, is 100% pure beef.
So we have an extra quarter beef available for this weekend. We have these available all year round. All you have to do is go on our website, fill out the info, send it to us, and I will normally call you back within an hour or two. If not, I'll call you back the next day, and we can get you on the list, and we will get you whatever you need. And if you need something special, we also do custom cuts, and we make sure you get whatever you need.
Absolutely. So don't forget, you can go over to our website, pastimesfarm.com, and you can check out all the great products that we sell from our farm. And then also, we would love it if you had any questions to comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Check us out over on Facebook at Pastimes Farm and Bakery, and on our Instagram channel. So we hope to see you guys again soon. And don't forget to drop us a comment down